I think we're live. Hello, hello. I decided this morning, since the boys are at the in-laws, that let's do a live. We haven't done one in so long. I've been so busy with everything. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comment box so that I'm not just, talking to myself. And let's get this party started. I just wanted to thank ButcherBox for sponsoring today's live. There's a link in the description where you can get one of their amazing deals. They're always having just amazing deals. So you can click on that link to get that. And man, it has been a crazy couple of months. I honestly cannot remember the last time I was on a live with you. Jess says the audio is good. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So let's do a little bit of catching up. And then I will answer any carnivore, keto related questions that you have. So be sure to get those into the comment section and I will hit those at the end. I have a whole list of things I wanted to fill you in on because there's just so many things. Good morning, Sandy. Okay, let's see. First of all, the book, I've been writing a book. It's called Complete Carnivore. It's a complete in-depth guide to the carnivore diet, and it has 80 recipes. So it's basically like 2 books in one. I have completed the first manuscript. Finally, I got everything in on December 12th. So now it is editing time. I haven't quite started that yet. I'm going to wait until after Christmas just to give myself a little bit of a break. But the whole first manuscript is in. That's huge. It took 5 months to get to that point, which is pretty fast. But I basically was just working from dawn until I went to bed every night for like 5 months. So I'm really glad that that's done. I'll have more information for you about how you can pre-order this book and just all of the details here in the next couple of weeks. I did a cover photo shoot for this book. Let's see, that was Monday the 16th. I got an email saying they wanted to put a picture of me on the cover, which wasn't the original plan. And I'm like, okay. So I had some friends in Chicago. We went in and got some photos done, and they turned out really well. I love my buddies over at Breakfast for Dinner. So I will definitely share their info with you in a later video. I did a vlog of the whole process, so I will be releasing that video here probably in January. But anyways, book, first manuscript, complete. Super excited about it. We'll have info for you soon on pre-ordering. For those of you that don't know, I have a second channel. It's called Jenny Mitich, etc. It's all the behind the scenes stuff. And I just released, an hour ago, the Santa and Christmas market vlog with the twins. It's adorable. We had so much fun. So I put a link to that in the description of this live if you'd like to check that out. Let's see here. We did book, we did Santa. Tonight on the main channel, on this channel, there's going to be a really fun video. It's about how much pro-inflammatory foods can affect your metabolic health in just 1 month. So in the month of November, I was testing out the remaining recipes for my book. A lot of them had dairy in them. And if you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I do not do a lot of dairy because of my Hashimoto's. I just can't. But that's just me. I'm not going to just write a cookbook for me. This is for all of you. So I included some recipes that had dairy, but I tested all of them too. You got to make sure they taste good. And I was eating dairy several times a day for like the entire month of November. So I was not super happy. Had a couple of keto cheat meals, which in general, if I had been doing strict carnivore, that wouldn't have been a big deal. I also had a couple of high carb cheat meals, and I did have some alcohol when we were on a short trip. So all of that stuff added together, I ended up gaining 8 pounds in November. Holy smokes, it was a bit crazy. So I did a DEXA scan to see just how much of that weight was fat mass and how much was lean, and also some blood work to see if there were any effects there. So that video is coming out tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I was very surprised. I was very surprised by the results, to say the least. It takes a lot to surprise me. So that's going to be a fun one. Ooh, there's something really cool coming up in the Chicagoland area. So I'm in the Chicagoland area, and Homestead House. So Carrie Mann, who is, what is that? Oh my gosh. I think I just heard something. Anyways, Carrie Mann is having a Chicagoland meetup It's in Arlington Heights. It's on January 11th, 2025. And the special guests are going to be Dr. Robert Kiltz, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, Dr. Tony Hampton, and a few other carnivores. I believe it is $50 to attend. And all of the proceeds are going to help fund the Healing Humanity documentary that Carrie is putting together. So my husband and I are going to be going, and the wonderful Karen Miles, I just talked to her, she's going to be going. So if you're in the Chicagoland area and you can make it to this meetup, come and hang out with us. It's going to be super fun. I put a link to where you can buy tickets in the description. I'm not doing the meal part. I think that one is like $200 for a ticket. I think there's only 2 of those left anyways. I'm doing just the $50 ticket part, the meetup portion. So if you get those tickets, send me a message, either, comment in this live stream or over on Instagram at Mama Mitich. Send me a message, let me know you're going, and we can all meet up and hang out for a few hours in January. It'll be so much fun. Very excited about that one. A few other conferences and get-togethers coming up in January and February. So in Boca, there is the Symposium for Metabolic Health. This is the 24th through the 26th in Boca Raton, Florida. This symposium happens twice a year. So I've done update videos, I guess like recaps of these conferences. The first one I went to was in Boca last year in January. And so this will be my second time attending this one. They also have one in August, which I attended, and that one's in San Diego. So this one's in Boca, 24th to the 26th of January. I put a link in the description of this live to where you can pick up your tickets. This one is open to the public. It's more science-based. There's going to be a lot of really big names there talking about their research, and it's kind of like a lecture format. So each day from like 9 until 5, there are, lectures and different research being presented and all that kind of stuff, but it is open to the public, and it's amazing. I have learned so much from these conferences. So if you are in Florida or you have time to come down, I strongly recommend coming to the Symposium for Metabolic Health. I'm not going to be speaking or anything like that. My husband and I just go to learn. And I can tell you, by the end of the day, our brains are just mushy because we've just absorbed so much information. But man, it's great. It's wonderful. The other cool thing is that you can connect with the speakers. So like if you wanted to talk to Dr. Eric Westman, you can like talk to him afterwards. Dr. Obadia, if you wanted to shoot him a couple of questions, you could be like, hey, what is this with heart disease? Blah, blah. You could literally just talk to them afterwards. So that's another really cool thing about these symposiums. So definitely give that a shot if you are going to be in Boca. And then the next conference comes up pretty quickly right after Boca is the Collaborative Science Conference. So this one is in Vegas, February 8th and 9th. This is Dave Feldman's conference, and it's a fundraiser for the second Lean Mass Hyperresponder study. So this one started, it's brand new. This is its second year. I went to the first one, and man, is it a well put together conference. Like, just goes off without a hitch. Really big names for speakers. This year, there is Nina Teicholz, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Nadir Ali, and so many more. And the coolest thing about this conference is it's a fundraiser. So there's tiered ticket pricing, and you get different benefits at different tiers. But if you don't want to spend a ton of money, you can just spend $25 and go to the conference for the entire weekend. And that's your donation. But you get to go for the entire thing. You can go up, I think the tickets go up to $1,000. And for $1,000, you're getting like, a special dinner and gifts and all this stuff. But it goes as cheap as $25. So if you are able to make it out to Vegas, or if you live in the area, February 8th and 9th is the Collaborative Science Conference. I've put a link to that in the description as well. And the cool thing about that one is I'm actually going to be speaking at that one. This is going to be my very first kind of like low carb conference that I'm speaking at. Super excited about that. I love public speaking. I know I'm a weirdo, but I love it. I used to be super scared of it, but then I just forced myself to do it a million times, and now it's fun. It's still a little freaky, but I'm really excited about it. So I hope that you guys can come as well. So that's COSI. Oh, I wanted to mention, I need to put this link in the description, is pretty far away. The Hack Your Health Conference is coming up in November of 2025. I believe it's the weekend of the 14th through the 16th. But I did want to mention that the ticket prices are going up by $50 on January 1st. So if you use my code Jenny Mitich, you can save a bit of money on your tickets. But if you know you're going to be going, it's in Tampa this year, Tampa, Florida. If you know you're going to be going, you might as well just save the money. You know what I mean? So I'll put that link. I forgot to put that one in the description. I will add that for Hack Your Health. Lovely. Okay. Just a couple more updates, and then we're going to get to your questions. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section so that I can get to answering them. Not going to stay on too long today because my husband and I have some more Christmas shopping to finish up and need to go to the gym as well before we pick up our little babies. Okay. JennyMitich.shop launched a t-shirt, apparel, and, kitchenware kind of thing. This shirt is one of them. This is the Carnivore Classic design. Comes in like 14 different colors. I also have 4 other designs and a 6th total that I'm going to be updating that soon. So head over to JennyMitich.shop. Code RIBEYE15 for 15% off your order. We have coffee cups. This is the Carnivore Rules for Living. This is the BBB and E. Love it. Delicious. That's what I eat most of the time. And this is the Carnivore Classic. Super fun. I love sharing carnivore with the world, and this is a really easy way to do it. Okay. Final update before we get into your questions. I'm going to be starting a 14-day sardine fast on the 26th. So if you would like to do a sardine fast along with me, you do not have to do 14 days. That's excessive. I'm doing it as an experiment. I'm going to be doing a DEXA scan and blood work afterwards to kind of see, my body composition afterwards. But if you would like to join along, you can do so in my Jenny Mitich Carnivore Community over on Circle. I will be posting over there, and it's a good way to encourage each other. Accountability, support, and sharing sardine recipes. Because this time around, I'm trying to do a few different recipes as opposed to just eating them straight out of the can with salt. I did a post asking people in the community, like, how do you eat your sardines? And there was a lot of really, really creative ideas. So I want to try that out this time around and just kind of see how it goes. So yes, if you would like to join in this sardine fast, you can join the Jenny Mitich Carnivore Community, and that link is in the description. And that's all my housekeeping. That's it. Lots of catching up. So many things going on. So let's go over to our comments. Leave your comments, leave your questions, and we'll get through them. Good morning. Good morning. Loretta, good morning. How exciting. Looking forward to buying your cookbook. It's going to be I'm so excited about it. So excited about it. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mark. Dr. Nelson. It's very tempting to cheat, but we need to avoid sabotage. Forgive yourself, get back on the horse, and keep going. Exactly. Yeah, I didn't really feel, any guilt. It had to be done, unfortunately, all the recipes and stuff. But man, was I happy to get back to strict carnivore on December 1st. Let me tell you that. I was not feeling great. Jess, January 11th, my birthday. Well, happy early birthday. Amy, hey girl. Good. That's awesome. I'm glad that you will be there. It's going to be so much fun. All right. Karen, I want to go, but I don't dare driving during the winter. Don't like snow, cold, or ice anymore. We don't get much of that in Arkansas. Yeah. The funniest thing is, Karen, is we don't really get a lot of snow here anymore, nor ice. When I was a kid, we would build igloos with the amount of snow that we would get. But now it's really weird. I mean, I guess that's just how it is now. But like, we'll get maybe a couple of snows where we'll get like a foot or something like that, but it's not that bad. Now the cold, on the other hand, that depends. Because sometimes it's super, super, super cold in January and February, and sometimes it's really mild. there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's weird. Not that I'm complaining, Dr. Nelson, I will meet you there. Awesome. Great. That is so fun. Boca. Cool. I was wondering which one you were talking about. Yeah, I love the symposiums. They are just so, I learned so much. And it's nice to connect with everybody. Be sure to leave your questions in here. Just very exciting. All right, Mia, good morning. Checking out your cheesecake recipe. Thank you for all your content. Have a blessed day. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that cheesecake recipe video, short and sweet, but man, is it good. But again, that was another one that I did that had a lot of dairy in it. And it tasted great, but I didn't feel good. I love the bacon cheesecake in that video. That's my favorite one. Hey, Ellie, Nourishment Redacted. Good morning, Jenny. This is Ellie. She is one of the ladies over at the Lioness Lifestyle. If you have not subscribed over there, be sure to do so because that is an excellent, excellent show. I was just on it. Oh, gosh, was that the 17th, I think? Karen, originally from Iowa, so you know all about the cold, all about it. Yeah, maybe you can just come down to Boca. It's going to be nice and toasty down there in January. All right, Joe, how long does the constipation last on carnivore? So it depends on every person. Each person is different. So with constipation, it could be a couple of things. It could be true constipation. And in that case, I would say increase your fat intake because that will help get things moving again. It could be that you are just not creating as much fecal volume because your body utilizes meat and animal products like everything that you're consuming. Not everything, but most everything. So like with plants, a lot of your feces is just fiber, stuff that our body can't absorb. Whereas with the meat, your body's using a lot of it. So it might just be that you're not going to be creating as much feces. That tends to even out after the first month or two. But if you're having like hard stools, increasing the fat is a really great way to get things, smooth and moving again. And hydration, making sure you're keeping up with your hydration and electrolytes in the beginning. I don't think you have to use electrolytes forever, but they are helpful in the beginning of carnivore. Karen says, good morning to Ellie. Hey, Erin, how are you today? Guys, if you have any questions or comments, if there's any big wins that you have in your life right now, you're having really good wins with carnivore and things like that, let me know in the comments. I'm going to stay as long as we have comments and questions, and then my husband and I are going to go Christmas shopping. Nothing beats homemade. Good morning, Jenny. Just wanted to pop by and say I tried sardines for the first time after you replied to my comment on your sardines video. Went out and bought 10 cans the next day. Wish I knew they were that delicious for the last 20 years. Yeah, they're, the funniest thing is I wasn't a big fan of sardines. And then I found some, I was out on a trip with my niece and my husband. We do this annual trip with her in Seattle. And we went to the Pikes Market and there was this cute little store that had a huge shelf full of different canned fish, not just canned and jarred. So I bought a jar of them, but then I didn't eat them for like a year. Cracked them open. They were these smoked sardines. I'm like, wow, these are actually good. I could eat these. And then that kind of brought me over to World Market because I was trying to figure out where I could get these sardines. And I found them at World Market and a bunch of other ones there too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so good. So that's kind of what started me on the sardines, just the regular, canned ones. Excuse me. Oh, I'm tired. Canned ones at the store. I'm just kind of like, but these were special, like the Nuri Portuguese sardines. Oh man, those are my absolute favorite. But yeah, you find the ones you like and you're just like, okay, I can totally do this. Mia, good morning. Been a silent follower to your channel. Love your videos. So happy to catch you live. Thank you, Mia. I appreciate it. Victoria, sometimes I don't think people realize that it may not be constipation. We don't go like we used to. Just a thought. That's very true, Victoria. I found I'm almost 2 years carnivore. On the 27th will be 2 years for me. And when I'm eating strict carnivore, I'll go, maybe once a day, once every 2 days or something like that. But it's never like a struggle. It's not any, it's never hard. It's smooth. I know this is too much information, but we get bowel movement related questions all the time. And it's not really that big of a deal. It's so interesting when I have a keto cheat meal, I end up going, 3 or 4 times the next day because all that plant material is moving through you. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. It changes. It does change for sure. Nothing beats homemade. I think technically what I bought was herring, but Canada has weird definitions on what a sardine is. Brunswick golden smoked herring fillets are getting inhaled this week. Sounds delicious to me. I have been stocking up on my sardines because I am starting the 14-day sardine fast on the 26th. And I found some really good ones at, where was it? Whole Foods. They were on sale, so I picked those up. There were some Fishwife ones that I really like, but those are like $9 at World Market. I found them for $6. So I bought 2 because that's still really expensive. And I'll just eat 1 can of those per day and then, add in like the Wild Planet or the Season brand or something like that, because I want to keep the prices down. Debbie Price. Good morning. Love your hairdo. Yeah, the tragic thing about this is I put my hair up in like 8 different buns and they all looked terrible. This is the best looking one. I wasn't about to curl my hair. We're going to go shopping into the gym after this. This is just kind of impromptu. Erin is going to be doing the sardine fast along with me. Good. Awesome. I need as much support as I can get. 14 days is a long time. At the end of a 10-day, the 10-day is the longest that I've done so far. And yeah, by the end, I'm just like, I need food. Not because I was hungry, but just because I was so sick of eating sardines. But I think I'm trying to work my way up to a 1 month. I think that's the longest I'll ever go. And again, I'm doing this for science. This isn't just to lose weight or something like that. I kind of want to see what'll happen and see, to my fat mass and to my blood work. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Nothing beats homemade. I think these were on sale for $2 Canadian each, 3.5 ounce tin. That's a good deal. That's a really good deal. Can't beat that. The ones that I'm getting at Costco, I believe I get 6 cans for $10 up to $12. And then the ones at World Market are anywhere between $4 and $9 a tin. So I really try to eat the cheaper ones and then throw in 1 can of the fancier ones a day, just to mix it up. Joe, benefits of sardines. Okay, so it's a fish, so you're getting a lot of omega-3s. They have, if you're getting the ones with bones in them, bones and skin, you're going to be adding in calcium, which for me, since I'm not consuming a lot of dairy, getting calcium on carnivore, bones are an excellent way to do that. Now, that's not like you're just chewing on a hard bone. The bones in sardines are soft. They, dissolve away really quickly, but that's really good. They have a really great amount of protein. They have some fat. Lots of other vitamins and minerals. And the thing about seafood in general is you're going to be getting kind of a different vitamin and mineral profile than you would from, chicken or pork or beef. You could just, do carnivore completely without seafood, but I think adding in some seafood a couple times a week can be really helpful for balancing those omega-3s to omega-6s, especially if you are eating a lot of conventionally raised meat like I do. I do a bit of grass-fed, grass-finished, but I'm typically just buying my meat from Jewel, which is our local grocery store, or Costco, But yeah, check out I have a couple of videos on my channel. I've done a 10-day sardine fast video I just released. I did 100 cans of sardines in 1 month. And then I did my original sardine fast video. So I think I have 3 on the channel now, 3 or 4, where I go into DEXA scans and blood work. And I show the benefits there specifically through a blood test called the Omega Check. And that will show you all of your omega-3s and not all of your omega-6s, but just the ones they test, which are arachidonic acid and linoleic acid. And it'll kind of show you your balance between the two. You're never going to not have any omega-6s, but the key is you really want to have the omega-3s and the omega-6s, the ratio kind of like balanced in a way. You want to have more omega-3s than omega-6s to be in optimal health. So yes, that's that. Jess, I'll give it a try. 14 days. Hey, man, you can do it. Do it with me. It's the first time I did a sardine fast, I was aiming for 3 days. I ended up going 7. Once you hit, I think after day 3, when you're really starting to run off of ketones, because the beautiful thing about a sardine fast is you're getting enough protein from the sardines. And I use the ones in oil. I drain them. So I'm not getting a ton of the fat from the oil. Your body starts to tap into your own fat stores and you start running hard off ketones. So it mimics the effects of a water fast, but you're still eating a little something. And I've found through the DEXA scans that I do after these fasts that the bulk of what I'm losing is fat mass. There's always a little bit of lean mass loss in there, but the thing with the lean mass reading on a DEXA scan is that it's not just muscle, it's also the contents of your stomach and your intestines, how hydrated you are. So if there's like a pound to up to 2 pounds of variance in the lean mass, I'm not super concerned about that. I start getting concerned if that goes down by more than like 2 pounds. But I've seen extreme fat loss. I think with the 10-day one, it was like 4.3 pounds of fat that I lost. Amazing stuff. Okay, Mia says, I need to try sardines. I have a few cans, but I just can't bring myself to try them. But love to sardine fast to get on track and a strong restore. Yeah, I think the cool thing about a sardine fast is it can just kind of like jumpstart your system. Even just a 3-day one, doing one like once a month, giving your body a bit of time to like take some time off of food. If we look back evolutionarily, we were not eating 3 meals a day, every day till the end of time. We didn't have refrigerators. We had to hunt our food. Any kind of plant material we were eating was seasonal, and most of it was nowhere near as sweet or delicious as what we have nowadays. That's all been hybridized by humans just over the past few hundred years. So yeah, it's good to give your body some time to do some cellular turnover, some autophagy, and kind of get used to let me tap into these fat stores. That's what I like it for. Let's see here. Matt, I'm on day 95 of carnivore. All of a sudden, butter is making me super nauseous. Any thoughts on why that's happening now? That can just happen sometimes. I would say just stop eating it for a week or two and see what happens. That kind of sounds to me like a food aversion, which at day 95 is, I wouldn't say rare, but I wouldn't say it's super common. Usually food aversions are in the first month or two, but it could be you're just eating too much of it and you're just kind of like, blah. If you're having kind of like a nausea feeling, your body is reacting like that. Your body's telling you to lay off the butter. So just lay off the butter for a little bit, reintroduce it a little bit at a time and see if you feel a little bit better. I always try to listen to my body in those instances. Jack, I've been on carnivore for 2 months. Congratulations. That's awesome. After yesterday, I had a cheat meal and I beat the crap. Wow. That is a little racist. So we're going to delete that one. Independent nomad. I was having super good results being carnivore. Went from 301 to 145, which was my goal. I have a Hashimoto thyroid. Same. I just had blood work done, sky high cholesterol, failing liver enzymes. Okay, so what I would want to do in that case, when you're looking at a cholesterol, a lipid panel, look at the triglycerides. You want them under 100. HDL needs to be above 50. You may see very high LDL cholesterol. You may see very high total cholesterol. I don't really look at those numbers. In addition to a cholesterol panel, what I would want to look at is, and again, I'm not a doctor. This is just from me learning how to read blood work over the past 2 years. But I'm getting all these reference ranges and stuff from doctors in the low carb space. The blood glucose would be, you want that to be, your fasting glucose to be, I think, under 95. I think in the 80s is good. A1C under 5.6, but really on carnivore, under like a 5.2. And your fasting insulin, you want that to be between 2 and 6. Those are the numbers that I look at for metabolic health. As far as failing liver enzymes, I would need to know, there's so much that goes into that. I would have to take a look at the blood work itself. I do have coaching hours available and open on Calendly. Karen, not a sardine eater, would love benefits from them. Need to concentrate on this thyroid right now. Yeah. I mean, with the Hashimoto's, I don't know if you've watched my Hashimoto's. I have 2 videos on that. Well, 3 or 4, but 2 where I talk about what I'm doing about mine. And the testing that I had done, my supplement protocol, and kind of like what I'm doing food wise. Obviously cutting gluten and dairy is like 2 of the biggest things you can do nutritionally. But if you're already on carnivore, you would have already cut gluten. Marilda, Anita, yes, Anita's great. And Big Man Alaska John have done the sardine fast recently. Yeah, I know Anita's done sardine fasts often. Yeah, they're just highly effective. Sardines are okay, but once or twice a week is plenty for me. Yes. And that was one of the things that I noticed in my 1 can of sardines per day for 2 months video, is that the effects, like the way that your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio and your omega-3s in general, you really don't need to eat sardines more than, any seafood really, more than like once or twice a week minimum in order to reap the benefits of eating them. Sardine fasts are effective for many other reasons, but if you just want to kind of like improve your health a little bit, once or twice a week is totally fine. Totally fine. Debbie, not a fan of sardines. Wonder if I put them in something, if it would work for me. Scrambled eggs, maybe. Yeah, I just did a post on my channel asking how people eat them, and there was like a ton of suggestions. So check out that post. I'm going to be trying a few of them, and eggs were in some of that. Independent Nomad, I can do mackerel and cod livers, but I cannot take the histamines in sardines. Yes, and some people are very sensitive to that, purines and things like that. If you have a history of gout, sometimes you can have a flare up from that. But the key is if you have gout, you want to improve your metabolic health, and then you will get to a point where you can eat higher purine foods. Not the end of the world. Okay, Toby's Carnivore. What do you think of kefir milk? So I don't do a ton of dairy. My husband loves kefir. We get some from this international grocery store we go to. And we get this one. It's kind of like brownish color. It's baked. It's really, really good. So he loves it. And a lot of people swear by it. So I think the second part of the question is, what is it doing to my gut health? Microbiome wise, it can be doing a lot on that end, feeding the, healthy bacteria in your gut and things like that. For me, it wouldn't do good things because of my Hashimoto's. But for you, if you're feeling good drinking it, keep it up. I know there's some people that swear by raw dairy. I have not experimented with that, so I do not have an opinion on that. All right, we are at the end of our questions. If you guys keep getting some questions in, I will keep going. Yeah, sardine fast. If you want to try one out, you don't have to do 14 days. That's excessive. I'm a crazy person. You can just do a 3-day, a 4-day, 5, whatever you want to try. We are going to be doing this over on Circle. Link to that is in the description. I mentioned my coaching hours. I do have some coaching hours open in the month of December. This is if you want to, go over some blood work or go over any issues you're having, dial a few things in. I've found that most people just need a little bit of help and then they're good. I have a few people that I talk to on a regular basis, but most of the time it's just one-offs or maybe 2 times, and then you have everything you need to be super successful. Sometimes you just need a little bit of help. So that is open. Link to that is in the description as well. All right, guys, it looks to me like we have reached the end of, oh, we had one more. One more from Aaron. I've always had great success with sardine fast 3 days and just 2 days. And then the weight that I lost on those, I have not gained back. Yeah, and that's good you bring that up. So I get a question a lot about like, okay, but how long does the weight stay off? And I think it really just depends on what you do next. If you do a sardine fast and then you just go back to, standard American diet, of course, you're going to gain the weight back. For me, what I like to do, because I'm still in a phase where I'm trying to get down to my goal weight, which is in the low 130s. So what I've been doing, and my husband and I have been doing, is we're kind of cycling on and off of different fasts. So we'll do one long fast a month. And then we'll do regular carnivore, and then we'll do a couple of shorter ones. And whenever we're eating, we're doing regular, like high fat carnivore. And when we're fasting, he's water fasting, and I'm either doing a sardine fast or some other variation. I think I'm going to try an egg fast minus the dairy. I'm just experimenting with different fasts. Are they technically fasts? No, because you're eating something, but they mimic the effect of fasts. And I didn't come up with the name of these things. This is just what they're called. So, it just depends. The weight loss maintenance depends on what you do afterwards. So I've been able to get down to 146.4, I think is the lowest I've gotten on a sardine fast. And then I'll go back up to like 149, 150, and then I start another one, and then it goes, goes back down, then I go up a little bit, then goes back down. So it's kind of like down, up, but I'm not going as high as I was before. You know what I mean? Consistency, I think, is key. But for people that aren't trying to, just lose weight with this, you can just do it for health purposes. And yeah, you'll go down a little bit, and then you might go up a little bit, but you are reaping the benefits of it as well. Cranky Carnivore Cutler. I make my own kefir from raw milk. Let it ferment more than 7 days before consuming it. That's awesome. That sounds delicious. I love it. It tastes so good, but it just messes me up. Hopefully someday I'll be able to do more dairy. We've got lots of Merry Christmas messages. Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy whatever you celebrate. This is a great time. I'm today's last videos for Christmas week. No videos during Christmas week. I will have a goals video on the 29th. And then in January, we've got a lot of awesome videos coming up for you. Lots and lots and lots. For me, I am 5'6". I don't know if you're talking to me. I'm 5'6". Hello, Mrs. Hooligan Fish. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off here. It was excellent to talk with you in this impromptu session, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. And I will talk to you again very soon. And the sardine fast starts on the 26th. So head over to Circle, link in the description if you want to do that with us. All right. Have a good day.